Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at the top 5 scary videos you can't watch at night. Today's video is sponsored by Hunter Killer. The weather is starting to get colder and I'm needing to figure out more things to keep me entertained inside. This fall, I'll be looking forward to cuddling up with some blood orange gin and tonic on the couch and solving a murder mystery. But Hunter Killer isn't just about solving a murder. This game creates an ongoing narrative. You'll learn about the backstories for each of the suspects, their complicated relationships to the victim, and watch a story unfold as you complete each episode or box. And Hunter Killer keeps growing. They have 100,000 active subscribers and over 2,000 5-star reviews. I love all the clues that come with the boxes as they all seem so authentic and high quality. It's like stepping inside a crime thriller where you're the detective trying to solve the mystery. Hunter Killer is something I'd recommend to anyone interested in true crime. Right now you can go to hunterkiller.com/SirSpooks and use Sir Spooks for $10 off your purchase. Again, make sure to use Sir Spooks for a $10 discount. Do you have what it takes to hunt a killer? Adventure Dax Explores is a smaller YouTube channel that focuses on Dax as he ventures out to a wide variety of abandoned and allegedly haunted buildings from all around the world to document his interesting and oftentimes chilling discoveries for his subscribers to see. In this video that was uploaded to his channel in October of 2021, Dax is walking through an abandoned hospital, which proves to be quite eerie as you're about to see. Dax encounters a wide variety of terrifying things throughout the night, including hearing some strange animalistic noises, a man's eerie sounding voice, and even an unsettling humming noise toward the end. Have a look and see these terrifying moments for yourself.
Beware of Ghost, November 1, 1988. May naramdaman ako dito. Ah! Yan. Tao dyan? Tao dyan? Isa to guys sa pinaka-haunted na lugar dito sa Pilipinas, itong Clark Abandoned Hospital. And guys, pag may nakita kayo, may narinig kayo, comment nyo lang sa comment section guys. Medyo... Oh! Ano yan? Tao dyan?
What could these strange noises be coming from? The comment section is pretty divided, with many being absolutely certain that this is the result of some paranormal entity, whereas others are not too sure about that, stating that it could either be a big setup or another person is in the building with him. But what do you think? Is this real or fake? Let me know all of your opinions in the comment section down below, as always. One thing's for sure, Dax will not want to be exploring this hospital again anytime soon. Reddit is an extremely vast space on the internet, and you're almost always going to find some strange, unsettling, and oftentimes downright terrifying things if you look hard enough. After all, there are many thousands of subreddits out there, meaning that there are most certainly a plethora of ones that are specifically designed to frighten you. One of these is undoubtedly Cursed Videos, which is pretty much exactly how it sounds. It's a subreddit dedicated to showcasing videos that are allegedly cursed. This video, published to the subreddit by user Camelina02, was filmed in what is presumably the uploader's bedroom. He starts off by showing a floor vent, which is pretty common in many households, but it's what's inside that is genuinely terrifying. Take a look. At first, the vent looks to be completely empty, but then, just a few seconds later, a mysterious creature appears out of nowhere and seems to twist its head, which audibly freaks out the uploader. Because the video is so short, it's not clear exactly what happened directly following the recording of this footage, but let's just hope that he called in somebody to come in and take a look, and hopefully, it isn't anything sinister. Another video on the Cursed Video subreddit. This one was uploaded 2 months ago and was filmed in what appears to be some sort of bizarre basement-like area, as the videographer is shrouded in complete and utter darkness. If that wasn't creepy enough, the area that he's standing in certainly is. Everything appears to have seen significantly better days. As he pans the camera around himself, he suddenly notices something that absolutely petrifies him.
Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ah! Guys, gua udah zoom.
A mysterious ghostly woman appears out of nowhere far down the other side of the room, which causes the videographer to panic, before he can then only stare in complete shock and awe. Then, just seconds later, this bizarre entity can be seen levitating upward and passing right through the ceiling, which only causes the videographer to be even more terrified, letting out a guttural scream of sheer horror. As with almost every video that is uploaded to this subreddit, the origins of this piece of footage are left unknown. The only thing we have to judge it by is just the footage itself, no context or any other additional information. So what do you think happened here? Is this actual footage of a ghostly woman levitating and flying through a ceiling? Is this just an excellent case of brilliant visual effects? Let me know in the comments. The Paranormies are a popular YouTube channel that sees the titular paranormal investigative group heading out to various different places that are said to be haunted. In this particular video that was uploaded in November of 2021, the Paranormies head out to a house that is, you guessed it, supposedly haunted. When they take a stroll through the interior, it is abundantly clear that the place has seen better days, and the sheer lack of sound alone would make most people who dare venture inside change their minds instantly. But not the Paranormies. At around the 6-minute mark, one of the crew members notices something rather disturbing in an adjacent room.
What's that? It's a dead bird. You never said anything about like birds and stuff being in here.
That's gross. Pick it up.
I don't want to touch it.
Get some toilet paper.
Well, can we like sweep it up or something?
That's disgusting.
How did that get in?
I don't know, is that open the window? Unless it gets into the basement?
Maybe.
Later on, the group heads upstairs to conduct their investigation a bit further, which is when they hear something that practically freezes them in complete shock and awe.
What was that?
You heard something?
What was that?
You heard something? You heard something?
About 15 minutes later, they decide to set up a laser grid device to help see if there's anything malevolent in the room, as well as an EVP device. The results that they get is nothing short of chilling.
Even when I said, okay, it did RAC, am I okay? Like, thank you. Like, I don't need you to. Do you want? What?
Shut up.
What did you see? I heard the rumble.
A shadow.
Really? Rachel, are you
Right
here?
from here, this way? Like over this way or that way? Oh God, that was me.
I had no idea what Johnny saw. He was standing in the kitchen, I was standing on the landing, and we were just talking about our Ouija board results, and he just took off like a bat out of hell at something in the living room. Yeah.
And even halfway through Rachel, but it would stop like between the letters.
Even when I said, like, hey, it did RAC, am I okay? Like, thank you. Like, I don't need you to continue on. What?
Shadow.
At this point, things are definitely starting to escalate for the group, but nevertheless, they decide to press on and move down to the basement, which proves to be just as creepy, if not creepier, than the upstairs floor. It doesn't take long for them to hear some strange noises once again, as well as notice a bit of bizarre activity coming from the REM pod devices that they set up in the area. Take a look.
You heard that?
Periodical.
What does that mean?
Periodical?
You
That's a
heard that?
weird one. Was there something from the room?
It's like a little tap. You heard that? Footsteps upstairs?
Footsteps? I heard it.
REM pod?
And then another one?
Just about a minute later, one of the men, Johnny, begins to hear mysterious tapping-like noise coming from the kitchen while using a Ouija board. When he goes to investigate, something truly eerie happens. Thankfully, after this, the paranormies decide to call it a day and end the investigation, which was probably the wisest decision that they made that day. Who knows what dangers would have awaited them if they decided to stay even a few minutes longer. The following story is a part of the SCP Foundation series and is simply titled Substation 9. The story in question follows an unnamed man who says that he works as a security guard at a facility during the graveyard shift, checking various substations to make sure an OCB hasn't been tripped. He says that the area is a couple thousand acres of woodlands, rivers, and country roads, with the occasional warehouse in a field, and says that calling it remote would not do it justice. Sadly, he explains that the townsfolk were forced to flee after a colossal flood destroyed a large portion of the surrounding area. But as for his job, he explains that he does the exact same thing every single day. Check substations and pumps to make sure they're fully operational and in working order. Some of the tunnels he worked in are centuries old, and the blueprints of which have been destroyed by the devastating flood. Because of this, he says that there is an almost colloquially shared statement that nobody should go inside the basements. Don't wander, don't explore, go down, do your job, and come right back up. No funny business. And one last thing, always bring a backup flashlight just in case your other one dies. Otherwise, you're screwed. The farthest anybody has ever gone in the tunnel is 500 yards, and nobody has any clue as to what lurks even further down than that. It's a complete mystery. For the next little while in this post, the uploader explores the tunnel's conditions and what it's like to be down inside them, stating that all workers must enter with an O2 monitor because they are worried about small pockets of nitrogen that can be hard to detect with the human eye. He also says that a lot of the time, the tunnel often smells horrendous. As for the whole two flashlight thing, the uploader clarifies that once the battery dies on the other, if you don't have a backup, you'll be shrouded in endless miles of darkness with no phone reception. In other words, you may die down there. This is where things start to get interesting. The uploader talks about his co-worker, who he identifies as John, saying that he was a clever man and good for numbers. John kept to himself a lot of the time and was a quiet person who didn't bother anyone. One year, during a thaw, sump pumps were getting overwhelmed, too much water was coming in, and they simply couldn't pump it fast enough. John wanted to hook up some of these old centrifugal pumps that were sitting around in the basements. Although it was a lot of work, John stuck to his plan and hunted down every pump he could find, serviced them, hooked them up with hoses, and managed to keep the substations dry all the way into late spring. A few days after things got under control, the uploader did a swap and ended up coming in during a day shift. When he arrived at the trailer, John's truck and, more importantly, John himself was gone. The latest entry in the job logbook mentioned heading out to check on a sump pump in one of the substations. So, without hesitation, he rallied up a bunch of fellow workers to go into the substations, but they were all baffled when they couldn't find a single trace of John whatsoever, no matter how hard they looked. At one point, the uploader even called the police, but they too couldn't find him. Fast forward 1 year later, another co-worker named Patrice took the uploader aside and showed him something that was found during one of her rounds. A flashlight with dead batteries, tape wrapped around it with John's initials written on it. He goes on to answer some more questions about what he does for work, but one thing truly struck a chord with readers. He says, Patrice said that on at least 3 separate occasions, she has heard something like muffled old-timey radio music playing from below. Months go by, and the uploader says that a co-worker named Ed has shockingly found John's phone. Going through his photos, all look normal and familiar, except for a few places the crew simply did not recognize. Bizarrely, John's phone was found in Substation 9, but the aforementioned logbook did not state that was the substation he was checking on that day. A little later, police were called to do another investigation, and sure enough, they think they found John's body. Here's where it gets really scary. The last post the uploader would ever add onto this story simply reads, "It wasn't John's body." And this is the final video attached to the story, where something truly creepy can be heard. I hope you haven't been following this story at night, otherwise now you are almost certain to be in bed with the blankets pulled up over your face. Sweet dreams. And that was 5 scary videos you can't watch at night. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. Also, be sure to join my Patreon for some amazing perks. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.